Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Chelsea. And welcome to
Nick and Chelsea's Gen Excellent Adventure,
where we chronicle ourselves as 50-something parents of a 5-year-old moving from
the USA to the UAE.
Okay, now we're almost 3 weeks in, and we have been so busy. We honestly haven't had a chance to record, or we've been super, super tired.
Well, yeah, and there's just so much going on, so much that there's no chance we're going to cover everything that's happened here in these first 3 weeks. We're going to take a few subjects and sort of focus on those in this episode.
Yeah, but hopefully we'll get another one in later this week, and hopefully these are short enough that you'll actually want to hear more than one in a short time frame.
So from our last episode, we teased a couple of things, and we will go ahead and make sure we address those particular issues first.
Okay, what were they?
Well, first one was we were kind of still in limbo as far as having a renter for our house back in Seattle.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it was so worrisome, to be honest. We were trying to keep it together and not worry because our house is awesome and we knew it was the right market rate, but we were getting advice to lower the rent and it just didn't feel right to us. And for multiple reasons, one being that we want to keep renters longer term and we didn't want to have to raise the rent several $100s if we lowered it. And we would have to do that because if we had lowered it by how much some people suggested, we would not be able to afford all the bills associated with our house. So there were a lot of things to consider, and I understood the advice, but ultimately this is our only home, and we're so glad that we did eventually.
Well, we got some renters.
That's right.
They are officially in. They've signed a lease, and there's been, from what we understand, money exchanged.
Actual payment, yes.
For the deposit and for the first month rent. So I think we're in good shape as far as that goes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big relief. We really wanted to, ideally we would have had somebody moving in August.
But we were not ready, and we were showing the house with our stuff in it and with us moving around still in the house. And understandably, people couldn't see its charm with our boxes everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean...
But, I think it's a big plus that here we are. We just missed our month. I mean, I think we were originally of the opinion that if it took an extra month, we would do that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we stuck it out, where we didn't say we got to lower the rent to get somebody in there right away, because we felt like we had that month of leeway that would be able to give us that extra amount of time. And it turns out that was the case.
Yeah. The other thing is we also changed the listing to allow dogs, which the only reason we weren't going to allow dogs, because we do have a fenced-in backyard, and we understand Seattle is totally a dog town, but we don't have a dog, is because of our floors. We have original fir floors. They're a soft wood, and they were so scratched up when we moved in. And so we had them refinished, and they're gorgeous, and we love them. And even though we've lived there 10 years.
And they were scratched up because of a dog.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
The previous owners had a dog, a bigger dog, right?
Yeah, a bigger dog.
And so, I mean, there was really good evidence that there was a dog there.
Yeah. And so we were like, okay, we don't want a dog to do that again. And in the end, the other thing is when the guy redid our floors, he said, you only have one refinishing left on this. This is going to be your second to last one because these floors can't take any more after that. So, that's in our head. But in the end, we did allow dogs, and lo and behold, we are getting renters with a dog.
Yes,
so.
but one dog. I mean,
that's true.
We
one
had
large
some
dog.
people who applied or at least were interested in the house that had multiple dogs.
That's true.
And so, I mean,
yeah,
at least it's the minimum number of dogs that we could have had if we were going to have a dog. And like Chelsea said, it makes sense. Our backyard is really well suited for somebody who has a dog, and it's big enough there. Even if you have a bigger dog, there's enough room back there to get some exercise in. Completely fenced in, high fences, so you don't have to worry about any big dog thinking, hey, I might be able to jump over this fence.
Yeah, no. And the other thing is, let's be honest, we did not take good care of our yard. So if they're going to have a dog running around back there, we're not feeling too bad about it. I was feeling pretty bad about somebody moving in, especially if they had kids, even though we have a kid, because of all the divots and holes in our yard. And now I'm like, it's a dog. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, one thing that I've just right this moment thought about is that these new renters are coming in at a OMG moment with that backyard, because it is going to be September, and that is when all the fruit falls. I
know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we have 3 fruit trees back there. One is like diseased right now, so that's no fun. But we're gonna get it treated. We had to email that guy back, and then so that's an Italian plum tree, and then there's also 2 Asian pear trees, and they're doing okay. These diseases don't hurt the actual fruit, other than that the fruit doesn't grow as well.
Well, I mean, it's not a disease, it's a caterpillar.
You're right, it's not a disease, it's an infestation.
Yeah.
But we didn't understand it. Now we understand it. We're going to get it treated next year. Tree guys were great, but they can't do it till like fall and spring, or late fall and then spring. So we're going to have falling fruit, and the fruit's going to be fine. We're going to make sure they know that, but there's not going to be that much of it.
But the main thing is that that's a big task, just cleaning the fruit up off of the lawn. In fact, I was thinking to myself, I wonder how much of the early drop is on the grass when people are looking at the house. Because I picked up every piece I could, of the early fall before we left.
We should ask.
But then it was,
we should ask
weeks.
Our property manager to do that.
To pick up all the fruit?
Yeah, I bet she would be willing.
Okay.
So, I don't know how interesting this is, because we are talking about our yard right now, but we're gonna move on. It's interesting to us. This conversation happens a lot in our household. Okay, so anyway, next update is...
Well, where am I with my job?
Kind of an update.
Well, when we last left you, I had just had a meeting with some people who were interested in potentially having me teach English lessons. Had a long meeting with them.
So long.
Had no idea where things stood after that very long meeting.
Yeah.
So just to give you the update, they did end up reaching out and asking to set something up. Mm-hmm. But they also came in lower than what the original offer had been. And it was really asking for a real difficult time. They were asking for 6 o'clock p.m.
Mm-hmm.
3 times a week to start with.
Okay.
And then that's downtown Dubai, which I would be dealing with like the worst traffic of the day.
Also only for an hour.
Yes, only for an hour.
Which is you'd be like driving an hour to be there for an hour.
Plus you're getting, the toll both ways on Sheikh Al Zayed Road.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out how to park down there.
Sheikh Al Zayed.
Okay. And trying to figure out how to park down there. And I, ended up basically saying, I don't know that I can do this 6 p.m. time.
Yeah, and saying, you also commented on the rate, like that's not what we agreed to.
Right. And, but, I did not say no, but I have not heard back since.
Yeah.
Which
is kind of,
it
tracks too.
Well, I figure that means that this isn't going forward. And it's been, more than a week now since I've heard anything. The only thing is that it did go long stretches of radio silence for each step of this thing. So I don't know. It might not be completely dead. But I'm treating it as if it is.
Yeah, you are.
It was under those conditions that were offered, I wasn't going to do it anyway.
No.
I mean, it was not worth what they were offering to kind of uproot a hard part of or important part of our day.
Right. That's like when we're gone all day, when T and I are gone all day, and that's like some of our only family time, and it was 3 days a week. Yeah, not ideal. Now, we have learned that Dubai is maybe a workaholic city. There have been some comments, some articles, some burnout conversation. But, you're not trying to do that right away.
Right.
And that might be what they're doing, though. That might be what they're doing. They're trying to fit this into an already busy day for them. But we're not trying to join that crowd, that burnout crowd.
So Anyway, for as far as I'm concerned, it's back to the drawing board.
Yep.
So this will continue to be a recurring subject until we get this resolved, which hopefully will be sooner rather than later.
Okay, so what do you think you'll do this week for your job update next recording session?
Well, it'll be probably about what kinds of things I'm applying to. Mm-hmm. And that's a lot of things to take into consideration. And is it something that has to be on the school schedule so that I'm able to kind of be with you and T for the various holidays?
This is a conversation we've had so many times, and the conclusion I've come to is Nick isn't sure. He's like, I don't know, I need it to be on the school schedule, or I need to really like it, or I need to, and you can't probably have both.
There's a lot of conflicting emotions and thoughts going on in my head, and that's one of those things I'm working on sorting out. So we'll see where it goes. Yeah. So that's the update on that.
But for the record, I think that Nick would be an amazing teacher or tutor because he's very patient teaching T and also just explaining things to people that aren't me. So he's really good at that, and I think that if we weren't so old, he'd probably try to get his teacher cert. But we don't have the money for him to get his teacher cert right now. But if he did decide to be a tutor, I think he'd be amazing at it, and I think everybody who knows him would agree with me.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you to say.
You're welcome.
So moving on, we've obviously spent more time here at our apartment, and you specifically at your school than anywhere else since we've gotten here. Yeah. But what would be number 3 on the list?
Of things to talk about today?
No, of where we've spent our time.
Oh, where we spent our time? Oh, yeah. Absolutely, IKEA. IKEA 100%. Well, first of all, IKEA, I don't know if we talked about this in our first episode, or our last episode, but IKEA in the UAE does delivery for free if you spend a certain amount and you're a family member. Now, we were never family members in Seattle. We didn't join their family membership because it cost, and we didn't go like all the time. We definitely have furniture from IKEA because find me a family that doesn't, or at least like a moderate income family. But we never joined. It just didn't seem worth it. Here, the family membership is free. Like what? Oh, great. And then if you spend a certain amount, which when you're trying to build a home, then they deliver for free. And then for a fee, not too much, it's 99 dirhams, they also set it up for you. I mean, if anybody out there has put IKEA furniture together, and I know you're out there, I know there are people who've done this, you understand the pain. Nick really understands the pain.
Well, and for reference, that 99 dirham, that's $27. So it's
100% worth it.
It is a reasonable fee. And I was here, so we bought some larger pieces, and because of that, our home looks more like a home now.
It really is really much cuter.
We have the very popular Kallax shelves now.
Yep, we had Kallax shelves in Seattle. And then we sold them at a moving sale, and then we bought new ones. Because Kallax works for everything.
So that's basically our entertainment stand right now.
It's our TV stand, and it's also holding toys, and it's also holding books, and it's actually pretty darn cute.
So we've got that in the living area. We also got ourselves a shoe rack / coat rack. Yep. Which ended up fitting in a spot very nicely, and is very important because we do not have any kind of a walk-in or entryway closet or any space to put these things, and so now we do. We live in kind of a sandy, dusty environment now, so having
kind of a very sandy, dusty environment now.
And so having this dedicated space to put shoes, and you have the little trays there, so when we're walking out in the sand or whatever, it's not getting everywhere inside quite the same way that it was before.
Right, so much better.
But it was because of IKEA, and I was home when they were putting it together, and boy, are they fast.
I mean, how long does it take us to put Kallax shelves together.
Right. I mean, I've spent hours doing
Yeah.
one piece of IKEA furniture.
Not hours on that though.
No, not on that, but
No.
but on others. Like
Yeah.
like the shoe rack would have taken that.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they had 3 people here who were
Yeah.
all working,
And who do it all the time.
But it was done in about half hour.
Amazing.
So yeah, and what else about IKEA has been really helpful for us?
Well, IKEA has dishes. We haven't bought completely new dishes. What was given to us when we moved in was a set of 4 dishes. So 4 plates, 4 bread plates, and 4 mugs.
Bowls.
4 bowls. Yeah. But that's all. And so that's
4
been fun.
forks.
4
4
forks, right.
knives,
4
4
4
spoons.
sets of utensils. So that's fine. And a set of pans. But you need everything else, and that's not enough dishes. I just got some extra bowls for now that are easier for tea to use, and they're cute. They're a little deeper, but they're a little smaller diameter. And then, but there'll be more. There'll be more dishes. We need more dishes. We need more pans. We've gotten some knives there that are decent. We didn't have any, chopping knives or really any sharp knives at all. And then we've gotten like a dish rack and so many things. We got a step stool and laundry stuff. We have a laundry hanging rack now. We'll talk about that another time. But we've just gotten so many things there that have made life a little bit better.
Well, and the other thing to me that has been very useful about IKEA, and you've talked about this in previous episodes,
yeah.
but everybody's selling something in Dubai.
Yeah.
So there isn't really much in the way that's free.
That's right.
You've said, like getting into parks
Right.
can cause it. You can have to pay to get into a park.
Not all parks.
But there are.
Yeah.
And so there aren't a lot of examples of places where a kid can go and play and get some energy out that don't cost something.
Right. And you don't want to go to a lot of parks right now, even if they are free.
But where can you go for T to go get some playtime in without having to pay anything?
Just like at home, you can go to IKEA.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only an hour, but it's an hour. An hour is not enough to get your entire house settled, but if you are going to keep going to IKEA anyway, over time you can get this done. It turns out it's really useful. And I keep telling people about it who didn't know. I'm like, honestly, drop your kids off at IKEA. It's great. They'll call you when it's been an hour. You can go and get them.
And T has had a great time the times he's been there. Now, I get that he'll probably not want to keep going back over and over and over again because it's not exactly the biggest play area you're going to find.
Mm-hmm.
But as of now, he still seems to be enjoying it. So we're going to probably keep taking advantage of it while we can.
Yep. And just for the record, it's called Small Land. It's very cute, and they put their anything they bring in with them, like jackets or backpacks, in this little cubby. It's cute. And he's always happy.
Okay, so IKEA, been very useful so far.
Yep. We will keep going. We've got more to get.
So I think that brings us to our excellent and bogus
Oh my gosh.
of the past weeks.
Yep. I'm not going to try to say it that way, but good job.
Should I get even more into it?
No.
Okay, great. So, Chelsea, what is your excellent for this past time period?
Okay, well, my excellent is honestly all the events that the new hires had from my school, like all the things they planned, which were things around Dubai. So we went to, where did we go?
Well, we went to the Frame.
Well, that was, last weekend we went to the Frame. That was really cool.
I don't know if anyone knows what the Frame is. Why don't you describe it?
Yeah, it's just this, honestly looks like a gigantic picture frame next to the highway. It's really, really tall. And you can go up in it. It's actually wider than it looks inside. And then you're walking across the top of the frame. It's kind of this glass. There's a big glass section on the floor that you're looking down on the ground, which is a little bit scary if you're a heights issue person, but is also okay because it's not constant. It's not the whole entire floor. It has amazing views. It's really beautiful from the outside. So anyway, we went as a family. It was a lot of families on that event. They also had some events I haven't gone on, but they also just did a lot of things for us to take us out and help us get to know people, and treated us really well. And I felt very, very welcome and cared for. And the other new hires have been really awesome. And it was really good. And then the week after the week I actually started in the school, was all new hires the first week. And so even the orientation stuff, they call it induction activities, that week were also good. They gave us lots of time to just kind of connect with each other and to get to know people, and it felt lovely. I mean, then the next week it got crazy busy, but even so, I felt that was a good way to be initiated into the culture. Yeah. Okay, what's your excellent?
So this kind of piggybacks on yours. One of the events that we went on was what was it specifically called? It was a cultural center, and what it was they took us on a visit to this basically really old house in Dubai. It was 150 years old, and it was the type of house that a merchant would have owned back 150 years ago. And what they did is they brought us in and showed us this house, but most importantly, they sat us down for a traditional Emirati meal. And I just thought that was really wonderful. I enjoyed hearing the owner? Well, the person who was telling us about the house.
No, I think it's something owned by maybe the government.
Okay. Well, the person who was telling us about it, was telling us everything about what it would be like to live in this house back, before there was electricity, air conditioning, all that kind of stuff. I remember him talking about how there was one room that was known as the wind room because it was built in a way where it would actually kind of have a little bit of the wind catch in and cool it down a little bit.
I found it.
Okay.
It's the Sheikh Mohammed Center for Cultural Understanding.
Yes.
It was really cool.
Yeah, in the office there they had the old well.
Oh yeah.
Where they got water, which you couldn't drink this water because it was too salty.
Yeah.
But they would use it for washing and stuff like that. But the meal was great.
That was so yummy.
I mean, we got to taste. I think it was very brunchish.
Yeah.
Sort of meal that they had us, because there were egg dishes and there was kind of
like these dough ball things.
Yeah. Sort of chewy donut holes.
Yeah, but better. with this like really good date sauce.
Yeah.
Dates are everywhere. They also had dates, of course, because dates are everywhere in the Middle East. But that date sauce was something new to me, and I was like, more of that, please.
And let's see, what else they had the flatbread with the cheese.
Yeah, and that kind of cheesy sauce.
Yeah, it's a little more runny than what we think of as being cheese.
Yep.
And there was the rice, which had a very sweet flavor to it.
Oh my gosh, and Nick had coffee. Nick hates coffee. Oh my god, it was so funny. They were tiny, tiny little, almost like not even shots. They were smaller than that. But it was like not amazing coffee. The coffee was not the thing. It was just part of the ritual. And so I think you were just I can't be rude. I have to drink the coffee.
Yes, absolutely. For sure. And so I took one for the team. It wasn't, I don't hate coffee. I just don't like it at all.
Okay.
And so it's not like I had to spit it out or anything.
It was so funny. No, I just looked at him and he's like, not a fan. But you drank it. Very nice of you to be respectful. There were things people didn't eat or didn't drink. Like, my coworker doesn't like coffee, so she didn't have any. But it was lovely. It was a really cool experience.
And you're sitting at this low table, and we weren't on our knees, but this felt like it could very easily be set up so that you're sitting on your knees.
Yeah.
And it's this red like carpet, and it just gave it sort of an atmosphere that felt, unlike what we're used to.
Yeah, unlike what you know about Dubai in this day and age is kind of its opulence and its sales everywhere and things like that. And this felt like, it was about the history, a little bit about the history of the area, and a little bit about just kind of like living at one time in Dubai, what it was like. And that was really cool, and you did feel a little bit transported. So that was special.
And beyond that, I mean, he told us like about the clothing.
That's right. That's right.
And explained what they were wearing why.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really fascinating. Like there's certain layers that are meant to help keep you cool, and there's some parts like tell you sort of status. It was like part of the headdress.
Yeah. That was interesting because I remember getting that same information when I did a mosque tour in Abu Dhabi with NYU. And I had not remembered all of that, but when he was speaking, I was like, oh yeah, I've heard this before. The other thing that was really cool about that, or not really cool, but relatable these days, but we can go into it another time, is he talked about what they do when they feel dehydrated. He talked about like lemon and salt in water. We haven't tried that yet, but
I almost did it today.
Yeah, but we've had some opportunities to potentially try it.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was really wonderful. That's been a big highlight of these first few weeks for me is getting to experience something a little cultural and a little historical. So I really appreciated that. I'm really grateful that we were able to tag along as spouse and a child. And T did great while he was there too.
And the school has also taken us. They took us to the mall on the first day that they got everybody together. The Mall of the Emirates, MOE they say here, which has the ski hill that people know about. The mall itself is not like any unusual mall, but their whole purpose in doing that was to help us go shopping. They had a grocery store there. They have some home stores. I just appreciate the thoughtfulness that went along with that.
Okay, so good excellence from Chelsea's school this week, or these past couple of weeks. Okay, let's move on to the boguses. Chelsea, what's your bogus?
All right, my bogus is the mattress that we're sleeping on, which, hey, thanks for the furnished apartment. We are old. We are old. We are Gen Xers, and this mattress is not for us. I would say it's not for either of us. No one's fault. It's a perfectly fine mattress if you're not used to something better, which we are.
Well, and both of us have had back issues. Mine has been chronic for 15 years now. You've had moments here and there. And the mattress is a part of that. And
we basically, I don't like to focus on ailments too much, but I'll say this. A year and a half ago, my back went out in a way that has never happened before, and it was truly awful. I had some really nice progress in that mentally, spiritually, and so forth, and physically. But in that, I said, never again is this going to happen to me. And we went mattress shopping. And we went, I'm gonna shout out the mattress firm in the Renton Landing because we were like the only people in there, and T was with us. They had a play area, first of all, so that was cool. Second of all, the guy who was our salesperson, I wish I had his name because I would shout him out. He was great with us, and he said, you know what you need to do? You need to lie on every side that you would potentially sleep on for 15 minutes. I was like, what? And we've never done that before. I've, bought 2 to 3 mattresses in my life before this, and I've never done that. And he was 100% right. So we tried a lot of different mattresses. I tried more probably because you were hanging with T, but I was still in pain at that point, so I was really, really keyed in to what would be useful. And we ended up with a purple. We tried multiple purples and some other mattresses, but I went in with one idea and I left it with a completely different idea because of his suggestion on how we do it. And so we ended up with a particular purple. That purple, well, Nick has chronic back issues. It did not heal his whole body. But honestly, it did for me. I was like, I have espoused the amazingness of this mattress to so many people. And there are more expensive mattresses than the purple, and there are less expensive mattresses than the purple, but it was 100% worth it. We also could 0% finance it, so we did that for a year, and that was really helpful. But it basically, for me, I'm at the age where I am getting out of bed and waddling. Okay, 50-somethings, you hear me? Have you been in this situation? I know you have, because I've talked to people. They're like, oh yeah, totally. I'm like, my hips, blah, blah, blah. And I just kind of got used to it and thought it was normal. No. 6 months of the purple, it took me 6 months to realize that. I think it happened faster. I was like, wait, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm getting out of bed, walking like a normal person. What? So I realized that, and I was like, okay. A mattress is everything. A mattress is everything. And if I did have a twinge of back issues, I was like, nope, it would just go away if I slept. And so now we're on this mattress, and I'm like, I can feel it. And so I am on the hunt now. There's no purple store here. Purple doesn't sell in the UAE. I did find one purple on Amazon. It's not the same one we had, and I don't want to spend all that money if I don't know that it's going to be as good. But I'm asking the American Moms Facebook page, does anybody know any purple dupes in the UAE? Because honestly, I'm sorry I'm going on and on about the purple, but truly, it is amazing.
So the way they work here, I don't think we're going to run into somebody who tells us to spend 15 minutes on each mattress.
Nope.
They're going to try to sell on much quicker than that. So it might not have the same sort of experience.
I know.
When it comes to trying to find a mattress that works for us, and more incentive for me to get a job.
Yeah.
So that we can afford to have this new mattress.
Yeah.
But it is important.
Yeah. It's really important. You don't know how important it is till you've had the impact of a good mattress. Okay, so what's your bogus?
Oh, the phones.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I've spent so much time trying to deal with getting our US numbers changed to a different carrier so that we could get on a really, really basic plan and only have our phones for basically to be able to get text messages to do two-factor authentication.
Yeah.
Now, this is mostly our own fault.
It's 100% our own fault.
Well, we knew beforehand that we were supposed to try to get this done before we left.
Yep.
But we had so much going on, kind of got lost in the shuffle.
I mean, showing the house took a substantial amount of time, and
everything did.
Everything
did. So much going
Packing,
on.
yeah.
But we did not get that done, and trying to do that from here has been a complete and utter shambles.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I had it. I didn't have it. Went through so many attempts at getting the numbers ported. At one point, ended up in limbo where I didn't have a working U.S. number on any carrier. Mm-hmm. Eventually found, thankfully, for having basically my mom serve as our U.S. person there to help from the States.
I mean, couldn't have done it without her.
Managed to get us back to where we were on our previous plans.
Couldn't have done it without her, as in not lose the numbers completely.
So at least yours was always around because we weren't messing with yours. We were doing all the work on mine to see if it would work, and it did not.
And so we're not going to talk about what carriers they are, but the company that we wanted to move to just doesn't allow you to do it if you're not in the States. You have to be there. And we had read that, but didn't totally
what
believe
they did is I could get my number switched to them, but I could not get the line activated.
Right.
Unless I was in the U.S.
Yeah. So we had read that. We knew that. And we were not totally certain it was true.
Well, yeah.
You know, we're hoping it wasn't really true. It is true.
Yeah.
So anyway, we will do it when we're home for the holidays.
Yeah. And I guess the one small win out of all of this is we did eventually get our U.S. numbers put onto eSIMs.
Yes.
So now you don't... I mean, you have no idea how many times I've switched out SIM cards over the last 3 weeks. I mean, it has been... I can't believe the tray still functions.
What's funny about it is once we realized how easy it was to convert to eSIM, I was like, oh, I feel so stupid. It was one of those, I am such a stupid American moments, which I've had quite a few of since moving here. Anyway, yes, the phone, poor Nick, it's been pretty stressful.
And now, just going to put that away until December.
Yeah.
And then when we're back, we can try it again.
Yeah.
And hopefully it goes a little more smoothly that time.
Yeah. But in the meantime, we do need to use those numbers still for both multi-factor authentication, but also because we need to set up new insurance and other such things because we're landlords. So, the end. Okay, so this is the end of this episode. Next episode, we have something really exciting to talk about, and that is...
the laundry!
Woohoo! We might have other things too, so stay tuned. We almost forgot to tell you, so this is our PS to this episode, that we do have an Instagram account. So if you haven't been following us, it is Nick Chelsea's Gen Excellent Adventure. But the name is Nick and Chelsea's Gen Excellent Adventure, just like the podcast, weirdly. So come on over and watch us there.